Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Paula Faris Show. I'm your host, Paula.
And I'm John.
He's my husband. And we are doing a special series in July called School's Out for Parents.
In the summer. School's out for parents in the summer.
Yes. School's out for parents in the summer. And what we're doing is we are just kind of recapping some of our favorite moments, favorite episodes from seasons 1 and 2. And today, talking to one of your favorite people while I was at ABC and GMA, none other than Jesse Palmer.
Love Jesse. He's a guy's guy, all-around stud, very successful at everything, one of the most versatile people you'll ever be around, and just had a lot of respect for the guy. I'm super happy for his career and his family, his ever-growing family.
His ever-growing family. So, John, when we did this episode, when we recorded this conversation back in the fall of 2023, he was expecting his first child with his wife, Em, and you could hear how nervous he was about becoming a dad. You remember that, what that's like for the first time. Like, you're terrified. You don't know, and especially as a dad, right?
It was a long time ago when we had Caroline, but I do remember just walking in saying, I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll figure this out. Millions of people have had kids before, and they figured it out. And I think we did all right. And I know Jesse, they're doing great. Yeah,
he's already just head over heels for that little girl. And by the way, he comes from a family of all boys, and he has all nephews. So he was proud to bring the first girl to the family. He's like, I did it. I did it. So one other thing that we pulled from this episode, you love Jesse's versatility. So Jesse, he's originally from Canada, okay? And he says that's kind of like one of the reasons he thinks he made it is because he put his hand up for everything. He said yes to a lot of different things. But he's also the guy you might know from, the Daily Mail or the host of The Bachelor or from calling college football games. He has done so many different things and continues to. And I know his versatility is something that you really appreciate about him.
Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah.
And he's good at everything.
So without further ado, here's Jesse Palmer, as John calls him, a guy's guy. You're going to be a dad. You married the most beautiful woman on the planet, Emily. You guys met at a boxing class, not from The Bachelor. And you guys are going to have a baby girl. Like, how excited are you to be a dad, especially a girl dad?
Well, first off, yes, Emily is way out of my league. And two, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I'm all the things. I'm excited. I'm a little bit scared. I deep down was really, really hoping it was going to be a girl. I didn't grow up with any sisters. I got 2 brothers and I have 4 nephews. So I've always thought that I might be the one. I might be the one in the family to help bring a little girl. I did it. I feel like I've accomplished something finally, and Emily and I came through. And it's so great. And I've got to pick your brain down the road as well, because Emily and I, we just catch ourselves having these little conversations throughout the day, talking about our little girl and what's it going to be like. And I already know that I'm done, basically. I mean, she can already have whatever she wants, which I don't think is great, but she'll have me wrapped around her finger already. I'm really, really excited, and I'm really scared. And all the things. I just can't wait.
When I told my husband, John, whom you've met, John loves you. We both adore you.
John's the best. John's the best.
And Emily, he's like, that is going to be a gorgeous child, a tall and gorgeous child.
If she takes after her mom.
Well, you're tall too. Your brothers are tall. You're tall.
Oh, the tall thing I can do. And plus, we can always put hair product in and give her a couple of inches. I mean, I'm really 5'8". But with the pomade, it gives you some lift. Yeah. I hope she looks like Emily. Let's just be honest.
She's just going to be a gorgeous child inside and out, because you both are really good humans. Okay, so tell me what excites you. You said I'm excited and terrified. And I think those aren't mutually exclusive ever. I'm still excited about what's going on in parenthood and equally terrified. So what excites you and what terrifies you about being?
So the exciting part for me, I really think she's going to help me slow down and just be more present in my life. I feel like for a lot of years now, I've been on the go and I've been working and traveling and career driven, career focused. I really think this is going to be something that really helps center me. I just want to devote and all my time and my energy and focus into this little girl and just trying to be the best dad that I can and to raise a good person. To your point, I think that's what scares me the most too, because I just don't know if I don't know what to do. Like, I know that I'm reading books. I'm trying to get advice from people on how to do this. Having a baby, having a daughter, not a lot of experience, with sisters and things like that. I'm going to trust my instinct as much as I can and lean on Emily. And I guess, the beauty of this is that we're going to figure it out together and make mistakes together and get it right together. But I just want to be enough. That's the thing. I mean, and it's not like football and it's not like television where you feel like you can kind of put the work in beforehand and perform. I don't have the same confidence, but I'm just really excited to do it and to kind of just kind of get into it. So it's sort of all the things, like you said, it's a good way of putting it, that they're not mutually exclusive. It kind of all runs together, and I'm just ready to get it started.
It does. And look, we're going to put our kids in therapy for something, but here's the most important part. I've seen you with kids. Like you said, you have a bunch of nephews, but even with my kids, if I would bring them in the studio, you care. And that's the most important thing, that child is going to feel loved. I'm going to send you a really good book that I just bought for John. It's about the importance of a bond between a father and the daughter. So like, I tell John all the time, and this is not to scare you, but I'm like, Caroline is going to get her confidence and her self-worth and her self-esteem from you. And girls get that from their fathers as early as age 2. So I'm like, don't screw her up. Okay. But conversely, boys kind of do the same thing with their moms. So like, I'm teaching my son how to treat a lady. John's teaching, Caroline how to be treated and how to treat a man and how to be a confident young woman. So I'm going to send you a book. You're going to be a great dad. You guys are going to be great parents, and you care. And I love this generation of dads. You guys are so much more hands-on. And Jesse, you have no idea what you're in for.
I know.
None. So
I know. I'm gonna try to be just be in it every single day. And I'm really lucky. I had a great example in both my parents and how they were with me
They're
growing
amazing.
up. And so hopefully I can impart some of that on our little girl.
Yeah. Well, I just think you guys are going to be wonderful parents, and you're not going to be perfect. And that's not the expectation. Just love them. So, and you're going to there's no playbook for it. So, okay. Now we're going to situate and get into the meat. And I want to talk about your big break and all of that. So I asked my husband, I was like, what do you want me to ask Jesse? And I'm going to ask you some viewer questions at the end, but John wants to know, because you're so versatile, people might know you from Florida as being the quarterback at Florida, or, an NFL quarterback with the New York Giants, or the host of The Bachelor. You've hosted Food Network shows. You have done a little bit of everything. You're a college football analyst. You've done GMA, which is where you and I met. So when people come up to you, my husband was like, he's so versatile. Is there a secret to being versatile? And also how do most people know you? They're like, oh, you're the guy from fill in the blank.
Yeah. Sort of depends on what you watch, I guess, or sort of what your passion is. Cause you're right. It's football. Is it food? Is it Bachelor? Is it GMA? Is it Daily Mail? It's all those things.
I forgot Daily Mail. Sorry.
It's okay. No, it's fine.
Good Morning Canada.
Canadians,
did you do good?
Canadian?
Ever do Good Morning Canada? You need to do
that. Should have done Good Morning Canada. Good Morning Canada would have been good. I never say, Canadians don't say no a lot. And I think that's the same way with me. But I think that's kind of been a big key to my success and sort of self-discovery, is that I put my hand up for a lot of things and try things. And so along the way throughout my career, I've just said yes to a lot of opportunities just to find out if it would be something I liked or not. And I'll admit there were a lot of times where I would sign up to do something and go, man, I'm going to hate this. I'm going to be absolutely terrible at this. And then I ended up doing it and realizing, you know what? I actually kind of like that. I could see myself maybe doing that down the road. Yeah. So, not shutting doors before I had a chance to open them, I think was a big key. And I'm really lucky. I think I'm someone who obviously loves football. I feel like that's definitely my wheelhouse. That's kind of my comfort zone. But I've developed a lot of other passions outside of football that I've been lucky enough to tap into. And that's, I've become more versatile as I've grown older and just matured. and I'm sure we'll get into it. I don't want to bury the lead, but I think the biggest break I ever had in my life, and it was completely out of my control, was getting drafted by the New York Giants and moving to New York City.
It opened up so many doors. It opened up The Bachelor. The Bachelor opened up everything else, and then it's like a domino effect. So you're growing up in Canada, as we like, and it's Canada. I hope that the 19 people in Canada don't get offended, because I love Canada.
They're going to be pissed. They're going to be pissed.
They're going to be so mad.
Yeah.
They're going to be so mad. I'm sorry.
They're going to throw maple syrup and poutine at you.
I love poutine.
Poutine's so good.
We're totally going off the rails. So how did the big break actually work? Yeah, you went to Florida. You started quarterback with the Florida Gators. You were with Spurrier, right? Steve Spurrier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So how did everything happen, and how did the big break with the Giants happen? Because we know, like, to get in the NFL, it is like you're like less than 1%. You have to perform, throughout your college career. You have to know somebody. You have to do really, really well at, not tryouts. Why am I totally blanking? It's the NFL Combine.
The Combine. Yeah. All the things.
So how did the big break happen?
Well, I mean, first off, growing up in Ottawa, Canada, the odds for me getting a scholarship to play football were really, really small. I worked extremely hard. My dad was my coach. He supported me, and my family supported me so much. And I was so lucky to have that. And just through hard work and perseverance, I got lucky enough and got a scholarship to go to Florida, which was an entirely different level for me. And it was a culture shock on the football field, because the competition was so much better. All of a sudden, I'm playing with all these future NFL first round picks against unbelievable, like you're playing against Peyton Manning and all these, and this incredible competition. Yeah. But also culturally, going from Nepean, Ontario, Canada to Gainesville, Florida, it took me like a year to come around to that. Just the way people spoke, the food I was eating, the religion that is football. I mean, the thing I loved most about Gainesville was that my whole life I felt like a fish out of water in Canada, because football meant so much to me. I was so passionate about it, living in a hockey country. Or when I finally got to Gainesville, it felt like I found my cathedral and I was home.
Yeah.
And that was a thing in itself. I worked, the 4 years in Florida were 4 of the most impactful years of my life. I learned so many life and valuable lessons, because I really had an emotional roller coaster through those 4 years playing for Steve Spurrier on the Florida Gators, lots of ups and downs. The thing I'm most proud about is I never quit. And I believed in myself. And again, I had an incredible support system, and I worked extremely hard through the seasons, through the Combine, through the pro days, through the Senior Bowl, all the things you do to finally get drafted. And I put myself in a position to do that. But when you choose college and you're choosing where you're going to go play football, that's your choice. I was lucky and I had a lot of offers from different schools. And so, you take control and ownership of that decision in the fork of the road, and you follow it. When you get drafted, it is no longer your choice. That's up to other people. That's up to executives, general managers, head coaches, sometimes people you don't even know, you've never met. I remember on draft day being on the phone with the Kansas City Chiefs twice before I was drafted. I almost got drafted by the Chiefs 2 times before the Giants picked me. And I don't play the woulda, coulda, shoulda game very, very often, but there are times where I wonder what would have happened in my life had I not gone to New York City and instead gone to Kansas City. What would that have meant personally? What would it have meant professionally? Wow. And obviously I'll never know, so I don't stew on it too long. But what I do know is the biggest break I think I ever had in my life professionally was getting drafted by the New York Giants. There's 32 teams in the NFL. I don't know what the odds of that happening were, that it landed on the 125th pick of the 4th round. I'm off to New York, and my life completely changed because I was in a media market. I was given opportunities I may not have had access to in other places. And doors opened up in front of me that have taken me now on this journey to where I am today, professionally, to, like you said, meeting Emily at Rumble Boxing on 20th Street in New York, to all the things. And it was something that happened that I could not control.
That's interesting.
But looking back on it now, I am just so happy that it did.
So John, I wanted to ask you, when you say he's a guy's guy, women equally love Jesse Palmer. He's so fun and relatable. So
don't forget about handsome. That's not the only reason why the ladies love him.
No, he's a nice guy.
No, he is.
And I have a theory.
When I say a guy's guy, I mean I can sit down and I don't have to try to get along with somebody. It's just natural. It's easy. Yeah. He's got a lot of common interests. He knows how to carry on a conversation. Anybody who is like awkward or I have to only talk about what they want to talk about, that's more challenging. That's not Jesse. He's just a very natural, easy guy's guy. You throw him in a room and he's going to fit in.
And their child, by the way, is going to be one of the most beautiful kids ever. Their little girl. She's already beautiful, but look at her mom and look at her dad. If you want to listen to the full episode, you can go back to season 1 or you can watch that full episode on YouTube. And John, I know as we are gearing up for season 3 in August, we're doing a series on college. Is it necessary? Right? You get the pros and the cons.
Interesting topic. Definitely something 10, 20 years ago probably wasn't on the radar as much, but now there's a lot of different pathways to get to your career, and college is one of them, but not the only one.
Yep. But not and I think especially now. So we're going to look at some of the recent data. We're going to talk to experts. We're going to talk to parents that are sending their kids off to college. It's going to be a really fascinating series. And then we're doing a series on menopause. Which
that's going to be
I know
exciting.
You're all about it.
You're not going to ask me to be a guest host on any of those, are you?
No, but I do think it's good for you to understand what we're going through and to relate to us a little bit better.
Yeah.
Don't you want to be a supportive partner?
Yeah. If supportive partner means run and hide, then yeah, I will be a supportive partner.
All right, you guys. We got one more episode in our series of Schools Out for Parents. Can't wait to bring that next week. And you know, season 3 is just around the corner. If there's a conversation or topic you want us to have or to talk about, you can always DM me, or you can respond to my personal newsletter, which goes out every 2 weeks. You can subscribe at paulafarisofficial.com. All right, John, do you want to take us out?
Take us out where? Oh, out of the episode. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week.
And what's our tagline?
Let's talk about it.
Oh, you are so good. I know you guys thought you were done with me, but not quite yet. I have one more thing to tell you about. If you're watching on YouTube or you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, don't forget to subscribe to the show. I don't want you to miss a single beat or a single conversation. And remember, my DMs are always open. Tell me what you want to talk about.